Today, as the national elections are getting closer and closer, we will be discussing the social political factors of our country. Economic crisis, wars in Europe, democracy fail, gender hate crimes, and propaganda spread.
But how can we prepare for the future, really, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Our interviewers are going to meet you in the streets to get to know your opinions as well. After that, we're going to see what happened with the elections of the European Parliament, and then we're going to do WhatsApp videos on TikTok and social media that some ministers have posted.
After the 2007 crisis, Europe is still suffering from economic depression. The housing prices are rising, shops are closing, the inflation is never stopping, and the society is internalizing opposing views.
What we know is that the economic world of Europe has been affected very much, not only by COVID, but the war in Ukraine and Russia that started back in 2022, affecting not only sunflower and oil, but many aspects of our nowadays life.
Now the war between Israel and Palestine seems not only to affect European economic downfall, but also polarize social groups.
À votre avis, vous voyez pas le déclin de la France?
Trop d'immigration et puis le chômage, il arrive de partout.
Qu'aujourd'hui, on donne carrément tout à un immigré, il est à peine arrivé que ça y est, il a déjà un toit, etc.
Et qui c'est qui paye? C'est uniquement les Français de souche. Tous les étrangers ne payent rien du tout, ils sont tous assistés, ils ne travaillent pas, ils roulent à des grosses voitures.
Bon, les nouvelles dit, j'étais pas présent. Je ne peux pas savoir réellement ce qui s'est passé. Ce qu'on nous a rapporté de l'histoire n'est pas toujours la réalité, hein. Même dans les vieux livres. Hein.
Ça suffit, on est chez nous. Les Français doivent être maîtres chez eux. Et on sera maîtres chez nous.
On est chez nous! On est chez nous!
With the European elections back in June, many concerns have arisen among European society.
What we know so far is that the Christian Democrats have taken most of the seats in the European Parliament, 188 to be exact,
Out of the 720 seats.
Wow, it's just crazy. And they have maintained their dominance since 2019.
What is actually new is the fact that two new political groups have been created in the European Parliament. One of them is the Patriots for Europe, and the other one is Europe of Sovereign Nations.
So you know, Lily, have you seen the Nationalist Party has arisen by 10 seats out of 2019, but the left and traditional groups have declined by 5 seats now.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it disconcerting?
I think so. Now let's take a look at past events.
But then, on October the 24th, 1929, Wall Street crashed. The worldwide depression that followed hit Germany hardest of all. With some satisfaction, Hitler realized his day had come.
Such contentment. Never in my life did I feel such contentment. To see hard reality open the eyes of so many millions of Germans deceived for so long.
In 3 years, German production halved. Thousands of small businesses collapsed. Unemployment rose to 6.5 million. 17 million, a third of the population, was supported by the dole. They'd play their part in the democratic process and then destroy it from the inside.
During the Great Purge of 1936 to 1938, a veritable conga line of show trials known as the Moscow trials were undertaken, which effectively purged Stalin's political enemies and critics in what Stalin called the fifth column, or the enemy of the people. Most of the perceived saboteurs were executed after their mock trials, nearly all of them confessing to anti-Stalinist sentiment following merciless sessions of interrogation, threats, and torture. After killing off or imprisoning Bolshevik party members, political officials, and members of the military, Stalin expanded his genocidal cleansing to include peasants, ethnic minorities, artists, scientists, intellectuals, and ordinary citizens. He also signed a decree that made family members liable for the treasonous crimes of husbands and fathers, leading to the mass execution of children as young as 12.
Thank you for being here with us today. Tune in for more news on our website and our social media.